under the tap. Oh, I use 1 drop of dish soap. Just 1 drop of dish soap and 1 1/4 cups of warm water. That's all it takes, and just like that. You never take it apart, never put it in the dishwasher, never even stick your hand down inside it.
So, just regular dish?
Yeah. Any kind of antibacterial dish soap. They have it everywhere. It's cheap and it's easy to find. So let's do this. Since I made that pretty thick, we'll do it anyway. I'm going to make a nice little apple sorbet. This is a great little recipe that I just learned, and it is so simple your husband could even do it. So if you want to do this at home, instead of using juice, you can use a whole apple. Just cut it, just quarter an apple. Just what you want to do is you want to cover the blades with some water and put 1 whole apple in here if you don't want to do this, and then you get the skin and the core and all those 350 enzymes out of an apple that are good for you. So yes. You are right. And
then I take
we're going to do 1. Yep. Oh, you know. Oh, no, he had already peeled that. That's right. I was wondering why. So we're going to take 1 whole banana.
What are you using this for?
Oh, this is our compost. So what this is going to be, this is plant fertilizer. So everything that humans don't like, plants love. So we buy it all by the pound, so don't waste any of it. Every time you make a smoothie, just cover whatever the skins you put in there. Remember the rule is, if the skin is thick, it'll make you sick. If the skin is thin, throw it in. So all your thick skins that are bitter and acidic, we don't want to use. But all of the thin skins are super, super healthy, so we're going to use all those. So that's all this recipe takes, just like that. And what's so great about this recipe, not only is it packed full of flavor and so simple to use because it's hardly any ingredients, they're the perfect ingredients, because I'm going to throw in a big, huge handful of spinach right here. Spinach is packed full of iron. Well, what helps the body absorb iron is vitamin C. So I've got tons of vitamin C in here. You don't have to use this if you don't want. This is just to make it a little bit sweeter. This will be really tart, so I'm just making it a little sweeter. So yeah. And that's all you have to do. And then we'll take a big, huge scoop of ice. You will want to use the, more than any other your recipes, you're going to want to use the tamper with your ice creams just to get it smooth and even out texture-wise. So we got tons of vitamin C in the bottom, tons of iron at the top. Vitamin C helps you absorb iron, and then you're going to get tons of flavor in it too. So we're going to turn it right over here to your frozen ice cream. We're going to turn the machine on and let it go. We've all seen this, blending at the bottom and not at the top. All that means is there's an air pocket in there. Well, our patented tamper helps you get rid of those. Notice that you don't have to baby it because it'll never hit the blades. It's designed that way. So all you do is keep pushing to get the air pockets in. You'll notice it ramps up a little stronger, a little more powerful when you put that much ice in, and that's what's helping you power through those ice cubes to turn your regular smoothies into a nice frozen sorbet. And just like that, in 45 seconds, you can take 5 separate ingredients, all natural, all full of flavor and vitamins, and give your family an unbelievably healthy dessert. And whoever gets to make the ice cream gets the, oh no. You could probably use it as lick-a-stick at home, but don't let the health department see you do it. And just like that, we're ready. So just like that, we've turned a smoothie into ice cream in 45 seconds. That is the power of the machine. The machine, we're only here till Sunday. The machine sells for $4.99. It sells for $6.49 online, and that does not include the cookbook. You add the cookbook to it, and it's $710, which gives you an overall savings of $210. You're welcome. Enjoy your machine. Just like that. I'll have you guys try this super quick. Right after this, I'm going to turn around and make a beautiful, fresh, hot soup from all raw vegetables made in less than 6 minutes, all in the Vitamix machine, without ever using a knife. So you can actually have your husbands or your kids make fresh hot soup, and anybody can do it. That's the best part about this machine, is it's so easy to use and it's so powerful that anybody can use it. Anybody in the family. You've got teenage kids, they want smoothies. You don't have to do it for them. They can do it themselves because it's so easy. Just like that. Now we don't have any spoons, so I'm going to have you, we got to use the cup as a cone. Just don't eat the cone. Just squeeze it a little bit to get some stuff out. But try that. That is what you call a Granny Smith or a green apple sorbet. And it just took 45 seconds to make it. That's the power of the machine. The only reason you'll know there's ice in there is because it's cold. That's how fast and how fine this machine blends ice. So go ahead and try that, you guys. I'll get this last little bit out just like that. You're super welcome. Okay, let me show you how easy it is. This is probably almost my favorite part. My favorite part is obviously the flavor that you get. Very little goes in and tons of flavor comes out. So my second favorite part is just how easy this machine is to clean, because you never stick your hand in it, never take it apart, never put it in the dishwasher. Just 1.5 cups of warm water, 1 drop of dish soap is all it takes. Make sure your lid's on tight. Start the machine on low, turn it up to high, let it run top to bottom, inside and out for 5 seconds. Stop the machine, rinse the soap out under your tap, and you're ready to use it again. Never take it apart, never put it in the dishwasher. Never have to sharpen the blades, because the blades are dull when they're new. This machine is so much more powerful than all the other machines in the market. It doesn't need sharp blades. It cuts through power and friction. So it's powerful but easy to use and unbelievably versatile.
What'd you put in these?
That is apple, banana, pineapple, and a big huge handful of spinach, ice, and a little bit of agave, and that's it.
Really? So just a handful of ice made it cold like this?
Yeah, big scoop of ice. Yep. Handful of ice makes a smoothie cold. 2 big handfuls of ice makes it frozen like a dessert. Yep. And it can make it'll make ice cream. If you want to use dairy, use half and half, or you can use heavy whipping cream and make a real chocolate ice cream that's unbelievably delicious. This is just a little easier and healthier for your family, something you'd be proud to serve for dessert. Okay, you guys, let's make a soup. You guys want to see how a soup works? Water should be warm. Let me show you guys how to make a soup. How do you make a soup with no knife out of all raw vegetables? That is the question of the day. Let me show you a little bit first about how this new machine and this pulse feature, you can actually use it as a food processor. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to start that thing on about 4, and I'm going to turn that machine on. And this is the best way to make your sauces and pico de gallos, just like this. You can take all the things that would tear a new blender to shreds, and we're going to take them and leave them whole. We'll take a big, huge celery stick, really nice big carrot, just drop it in. And just like that, in a matter of seconds, we have our chopped, mince, and dice. So you take your peppers, take your onions, and do that with your salsa and your pico de gallo. But it also will run so slow you can actually stir pestos together without blending them together. So it's the slowest spinning blender and the fastest spinning blender on the market. So you get the best of both worlds. But obviously we're not making salsa. So let's make a soup. Watch how easy it is. You got to watch real close, because you'll miss my knife work if you don't watch real close. Obviously we started off with 1 Roma tomato. We're going to throw in 1 pearl onion. You don't have to peel it, chop it, mince it, dice it. Just toss it in and let the machine do its work. I'm going to take 1 beautiful, nice little garlic clove. Once again, you don't have to peel it. Don't have to chop it, mince it, dice it. Just throw it in and let the machine do its work. I'm going to take our own Southwest spice here. This is really important. No MSG, very concentrated and packed full of flavor. So I'm going to add just about a teaspoon of our Southwest spice. And I'm going to toss in a little bit of flavor. This is where you can call it a Musco soup. So everything in your refrigerator that you open up and you need to get rid of, toss it in here, and in 5 minutes you can make a piping hot soup. You just can't get it wrong. That's the best part about this machine. Best flavor on the planet, most powerful machine, and easiest to use. $4.99. It is $6.49 online, plus the cookbook, so it's a total savings of $210. We're only here till Sunday. And I will be almost ready here. And right at the end of our soup, after it cooks for about 4 minutes, I'm going to show you how to add texture to it. Because you don't just have to, blenders, if they blend soup, obviously it wouldn't blend it hot enough because they're not powerful enough. But it wouldn't be able to blend any texture. And we're going to show you how to do both in this machine, because it's got a nice little chef's button here that allows you to chop, mince, and dice and stir things in. It's fabulous. It's one of the best features of the new machine. So I'm just going to add, the only reason I'm adding warm water instead of using regular temperature water is just because I'm going to keep you not having to stand here as long. So I'm going to turn this demo into 4.5 minutes instead of 7.5 minutes.
You have one that doesn't have this button.
It's right here.
What? So this will do what this button does.
No, this
This is what I have.
Yes. So you can only do it at the high and the low levels. Like at the highest level and the lowest level, you have to turn it off and on to kind of get a pulse. Where this button, anywhere along the power dial, You can look at how it'll spin so slow that you can stir in chicken, you can stir in dried tomatoes and not chop things up, just mix them in. Or if you want to put big, huge chunks of things in and not even use any knife work at all, you can just turn it up to about 4 and just pulse like this until everything is chopped in, so you still get a nice broth of your soup.
And if you're doing it on this, you have to either have it low or high and turn this on and off.
Yeah, and turn the machine off and
Does it
on.
have to be on variable?
It'll be on high.
High. Okay.
Okay, we'll show you this. So I'm going to flip it all the way on over soup and turn it on. So you'll notice what your machine does. You start it on low and walk it up the dial. Well, this starts on low, and what I'm doing right now is chopping and mincing and dicing. The machine is doing all the work that I didn't have to do. Then it will raise up once again and it'll start blending things together. This is where most blenders would stop. Obviously, it'll blend things together. It wouldn't blend them totally smooth and emulsify them, but then it will raise up after about 30 seconds up to the highest level, and that will start your cooking process. It cooks through friction, not through heat, so you don't lose any of your nutrient value. It's like rubbing your hands together 420 times per second. That's how fast this machine works. Now, you notice they tell you to don't put anything hot in a regular blender, and that's because when steam builds up, the pressure builds up, you're going to paint your kitchen, whatever you're making, because there's no way for the steam to get lost. Well, this is a vented lid on all 4 sides, so this is always constantly letting off steam through the entire cooking process, so no stress ever builds up. Okay, I'm going to throw in a little bouillon here. Chicken, beef, or vegetarian. We'll use vegetarian so everybody's happy here at Costco. I'm not using the whole bouillon because I'm not making an entire container, but if you're going to make an entire container for your family, just throw in the whole bouillon cube. It's the only thing in the entire recipe that you have to peel. It will liquefy aluminum, but after about 4 bowls of soup, you probably forget where your kitchen's at. So peel your bouillon. And just like that, this is the neat part. Any little mess you may have made, you can start cleaning up in the kitchen. You go set the table, you get the bowls out. It's hands-free. You don't have to babysit the machine. You don't have to wonder when it's done. When the machine shuts off, your soup is done. I'm going to shut it off a little early before it shuts off just because I started with warm water, and I don't want to make it too hot to have right here at Costco. So I'm going to do that. And right when I shut it off, I'm going to show you how to add texture to your soup, just by using that pulse feature. Hey, there we are. I have found the chips. Some beautiful things about this container. This container, when they first came out, they used to be plastic, and now they're called Triton polyester. So instead of the BPAs that are so carcinogenic when you heat them up, it uses polyester. So not only are they shatterproof, you can drop it on the ground, drop it in your sink, and they're not going to break, but it's very, very healthy for you too. And it'll never get as hot as glass or plastic. So even if you make absolute piping hot soup on the inside, it will. If you have kids around and they touch it, it will never burn them. A nice little feature to have. They give you a 7-year warranty top to bottom, and that's because it's shatterproof. It's a powerful motor. Most warranties give you a year and then about 6 paragraphs on what they're going to take away from you during those years. Well, this is a complete warranty, top to bottom, every piece and part of the machine. Blade, motor, assembly, every part of this, labor and shipping in both directions, you are taken care of, and you're backed by the Vitamix company for 7 complete years. It is an indestructible machine. #1 restaurant blender in the United States. It's in over 100,000 restaurants in America alone. And they don't have it in their restaurants because it says Vitamix. They have it because it makes food taste better. It always blends smooth every single time, and there's nothing they can do to kill it. It's bulletproof. It's going to last you somewhere between 20 and 30 years, depending on how many times a day you use it. I've heard stories up to 40 years. Back in the day, Vitamix is a 75-year-old company. Well, 91, 75 for blenders, only made right in Cleveland, Ohio. So you want to support the flag. American-made machine, has been and always has been a family company. Great machine. That's about hot enough.